Lisa Jang stared at her screen in the dark control room of Sentinel-7 space station. The numbers dancing across her monitor made no sense. For 3 days, strange signals had been coming from the edge of the solar system. They were not random. Noise or solar interference. These signals had a pattern, a purpose. "Marcus, you need to see this." She called to the chief science officer who was drinking coffee nearby. Marcus Bennett walked over and looked at her data. His face went pale as he understood what he was seeing. The signals were artificial. They came from something intelligent, something that was not human. "How long have you been tracking this?" Marcus asked. 72 hours. "The signals are getting stronger. Whatever is sending them is getting closer to us." Marcus grabbed the emergency communication device. His hands shook as he entered the code for Earth Defense Command. Within minutes, Admiral Helen Cross appeared on the main screen from her flagship, the UES Constitution. "What do you have for me, Sentinel-7?" Admiral Cross asked. "We have detected artificial signals from unknown sources approaching our solar system," Marcus reported. "Based on signal strength and movement patterns, we estimate multiple large objects moving at incredible speed." Admiral Cross was quiet for a moment. She had trained for this day her entire career, but now that it was here, she felt unprepared. "Send all data to Fleet Command immediately." "I am ordering all ships to battle stations," she said. 3 hours. Later, Captain Ryan Torres was on the bridge of his exploration ship, Aurora, when the first visual contact was made. Through the main viewing screen, he watched as massive shapes emerged from the darkness between stars. The alien ships were unlike anything humans had ever imagined. They looked like giant crystals, beautiful and terrifying at the same time. Each one was larger than any human city. "Count them," Torres ordered his crew. 67 large vessels, sir." Hundreds of smaller ones. "They are holding position at the edge of Pluto's orbit," his navigator reported. "On Earth, World President." Amanda Foster was awakened at 3 in the morning. The emergency meeting room in Geneva filled quickly with leaders from every nation. General Peter Kane, head of the United Earth Military, presented the situation. They showed up overnight. "We have never seen technology like this. Our best ships look like toys compared to what they brought," General Kane explained. "Have they tried to communicate?" President Foster asked. "That is happening now," Admiral Cross said through the communication link. "We are receiving a signal on multiple frequencies." The alien voice that came through the speakers was clear and cold. It spoke perfect English, though with a strange accent. "Greetings, inhabitants of the third planet. I am High Commander Vexler of the Zephyrian Collective. We have come to your system with an offer that will benefit both our species." President Foster took a deep breath. "This is World President Amanda Foster representing the people of Earth. We welcome peaceful contact with your people." "Your response is noted," the alien voice continued. "We have studied your planet and found it rich in resources that our people require. Water, minerals, and biological matter are abundant here. We offer you a simple exchange. You will relocate to suitable worlds under our protection. In return, we will harvest the resources of your planet and provide you with advanced technology." The room fell silent. General Kane was the first to speak. "They want us to leave our home planet," he said quietly. "The offer is generous," Vexler continued. "Your species will survive and prosper under our guidance. You have 48 hours to consider our proposal." The transmission ended, leaving the human leaders staring at each other in shock. Captain Torres watched from the Aurora. As one of the smaller alien ships approached an asteroid near Mars, a beam of blue light shot from the ship and touched the asteroid. In seconds, the massive rock simply disappeared, turned to dust, and scattered into space. "Did you record that?" Torres asked his weapons officer. "Yes, sir. That asteroid was the size of Manhattan. They destroyed it without any effort." The message was clear. The aliens had shown their power. They could destroy anything humans had built without breaking a sweat. Back on Earth, the debate raged for hours. Some leaders wanted to accept the alien offer. Others demanded resistance. "We cannot fight them," said the representative from Asia. You saw what they did to that asteroid. They could wipe out our cities in minutes. If we give up Earth, we give up everything that makes us human, General Kane argued. This is our home. Our ancestors are buried in this soil. We cannot just walk away. President Foster listened to all sides before making her decision. She opened a communication channel to the alien fleet. Hi, Commander Vexter, this is President Foster. We have considered your offer carefully, she began. And what is your answer? The alien voice replied. We decline your offer. Earth is not for sale. This is our home, and we will not abandon it. The silence that followed seemed to last forever. Your response is unfortunate, Vexter finally said. You have chosen poorly. We will take what we need regardless of your cooperation. The transmission ended, and humanity prepared for war. The Zephyrian response came at dawn. 3 cities burned before most humans even knew the war had started. London, Tokyo, and New York disappeared under streams of blue plasma that fell from the sky like rain. The aliens did not target military bases or government buildings. They attacked civilians to break human spirit. Admiral Cross watched from the bridge of the Constitution as her fleet's missiles bounced harmlessly off alien shields. Her best weapons could not even scratch their hulls. All ships retreat to defensive positions, she ordered. We need a new plan. Deep underground in a Colorado mountain, Dr. Elizabeth Carter worked frantically in her laboratory. 3 days earlier, a human patrol had found the wreckage of a small alien scout ship that had crashed during the initial attack. Now Carter and her team were taking it apart piece by piece. This metal is unlike anything we have seen, said Jake Morrison, her lead physicist. It seems to repair itself when damaged. And look at this, added Claire Stevens, the team's engineer. She pointed to a device that glowed with soft blue light. This power cell is smaller than a battery, but puts out more energy than our nuclear reactors. Carter studied the alien technology with growing excitement. If we can understand how this works, we might have a chance. On the surface, Lieutenant Commander Neil Patterson led his squad through the ruins of Denver. The Zephyrians had landed ground troops to protect their resource extraction equipment. These alien soldiers wore armor that made them nearly invincible. But Patterson had noticed something important. They always attack in the same pattern, he told his men as they hid behind a destroyed building. 3 soldiers advance while 2 provide cover fire. They never change their tactics. So what do we do about it? Asked Sergeant Danny Lopez. We do what humans do best. We adapt? Patterson smiled grimly. When the alien patrol came around the corner, they found empty streets. They advanced in their usual formation, scanning for enemies. That was when Patterson's trap was sprung. His soldiers attacked from above and below at the same time, using tactics the aliens had never seen before. The confused Zephyrians fell. Quickly, their armor is strong, but the joints are weak, Patterson reported to command. We can fight them if we are smart about it. In a hidden bunker beneath the ruins of Tokyo, Alex Chun typed rapidly on her computer. The young hacker had spent days trying to break into alien communication networks. Finally, she found a way in. I am reading their messages, she told her supervisor, Maria Santos. They are talking about us like we are insects. They do not think. We can hurt them. What else are they saying? Maria asked. They are complaining about our unpredictable attacks. One commander says humans fight like animals with no sense of proper warfare. Alex grinned. I think that might be our advantage. Admiral Cross had been working day and night on a desperate plan called the Prometheus Protocol. Human scientists would study captured alien technology and try to build hybrid weapons that could hurt. Zephyrian ships. Captain Torres volunteered for the first test mission. His ship, Aurora, had been fitted with a new weapon built from alien components. The weapon looked crude compared to Zephyrian technology, but it was their only hope. We get one shot at this, Torres told his crew as they approached a lone alien cruiser. If this does not work, we will not get a second chance. The hybrid weapon charged with a sound like thunder. Torres could feel the power building in the walls around him. When he fired, the beam struck the alien ship's shields. For a moment, nothing happened. Then the shields flickered and failed. Direct hit, shouted his weapons officer. Their shields are down. The Zephyrian cruiser tried to escape, but human missiles finished what the hybrid weapon had started. The alien ship exploded in a ball of fire. We did it, Torres said quietly. We can fight them. The news of the victory spread quickly through the resistance networks. For the first time since the war began, humans had hope, but the aliens were learning too. High Commander Vexler studied reports of the human attacks with growing anger. These creatures are more dangerous than we thought, he told his officers. They do not fight with honor or follow proper military doctrine. They strike from shadows and run away. This is not how civilized beings wage war. Should we increase security around our extraction sites? Asked one of his commanders. No, we will teach them the price of resistance. Begin targeting their civilian population centers. When they see their people dying, they will surrender. The order went out across the Zephyrian fleet. Plasma bombardments began falling on every major human city. But instead of breaking human resistance, the attacks only made it stronger. In underground shelters and hidden bases, ordinary people joined the fight. Teacher Kate Williams helped coordinate supply runs to isolated military units. Factory worker Tony Rivera used his knowledge of industrial machinery to build improvised weapons. Nurse Lavra Johnson treated wounded soldiers and civilians alike. They want to break our spirit, General Kane told a gathering of resistance leaders. But they do not understand what they are fighting. Every attack makes us stronger. Every burned city creates more soldiers. Dr. Carter's team made another breakthrough when they figured out how alien shields worked. The discovery came from studying the wreckage of Torres's victory. The shields protect against energy weapons but not against physical projectiles, Carter explained to Admiral Cross. We need to go back to basics. Bullets, rockets, anything that hits them directly. But their armor, protested Cross. Their ship armor is different from their shields. We can hurt their ships if we can get past the shields first. Meanwhile, Patterson's urban warfare tactics were being copied by resistance fighters around the world. The aliens controlled the skies and had superior technology, but in the ruins of human cities, the advantage shifted. Humans knew every street, every building, every hiding place. We are like wolves hunting giants, Patterson told his expanded command. We cannot meet them in open battle, but we can bleed them slowly. The war raged for months. Earth's population dropped as cities burned, but human resistance never broke. For every human killed, 10 more joined the fight. Children who had never held weapons learned to fight. Elderly people became bomb makers and intelligence gatherers. The Zephyrians began to realize they were not fighting a conventional enemy. They were fighting an entire species that refused to give up its home. These humans are insane, one alien commander reported to Vexler. They would rather die than surrender their planet. Vexler looked at the tactical displays showing human resistance activity. Red dots marked enemy positions across every continent. Despite months of bombardment and overwhelming technological superiority, the humans were still fighting. Perhaps, he said slowly, we underestimated them. 6 months after the first alien attack, humanity had learned to fight like cornered animals. Colonel Sandra Price stood in the briefing room of the Underground Command Center in Colorado, studying holographic displays of captured Zephyrian vessels. Operation Trojan Horse begins tonight, she told her team. We have 3 captured alien ships that our engineers have made operational. Our job is to get inside their fleet and plant bombs in their command vessels. Tony Rivera, the demolitions expert, checked his equipment one more time. The quantum charges are ready. Once we plant them in their shield generators, we will have maybe 10 minutes before they detect the sabotage. Kate Williams, the intelligence officer, pulled up star charts on her tablet. Zephyrian patrol patterns are predictable. They check. Captured vessels every 6 hours. That gives us a small window to get close to their mothership. The plan was dangerous and probably suicide, but it was their best chance to strike at the heart of the alien fleet. Meanwhile, Dr. Carter worked frantically in her expanded laboratory. She had made an incredible discovery while studying alien shield technology. Sam, come look at this, she called to Chief Engineer Sam Wright. Wright examined the data on her screen. These power readings are impossible. How do they generate this much energy? They do not generate it. They steal it, Carter explained excitedly, as their shields tap into local magnetic fields. On their ships, they use artificial field generators. But here on Earth, we have something much more powerful. A planet's magnetic field, Wright realized. Exactly. If we can build transmission stations at key points around the globe, we can use Earth's own magnetic field to power planetary defense shields. The plan was ambitious beyond anything humans had ever attempted. They would need to build massive transmission towers at the North Pole, South Pole, and 3 points along the equator. Each tower would have to be defended against alien attack while being constructed. In Greenland, technician LeVar Johnson supervised the construction of the Northern Transmission Station. Her team worked around the clock while fighter squadrons protected them from alien bombers. The foundation is complete, she reported to headquarters. We need another week to install the transmission equipment. You have whatever time you can buy, came the reply. Long-range sensors show a major alien attack heading your way. In Antarctica, operator Chris Park faced similar challenges. His team was building the southern station while Antarctic winds and alien attacks threatened their progress. The equipment keeps freezing, he reported during a supply drop. We need heated shelters for the sensitive components. In Australia, specialist Maya Patel dealt with different problems. The equatorial station was easier to build, but it was also easier for aliens to attack. We are under constant bombardment, she told her supervisors. The aliens know how important this station is. They are throwing everything they have at us. Space battles raged constantly as humanity developed new fighting tactics. Commander Julia Beck commanded the first human ship equipped with hybrid alien-human weapon systems. Her vessel, the Defiant, looked strange with its mix of human engineering and alien technology. Target the lead cruiser, she ordered during a battle near Jupiter. Wait for their shields to cycle down, then hit them with everything we have. The Defiant's weapons were crude compared to pure Zephyrian technology, but they worked. Beck had learned to time her attacks for the brief moments when alien shields recharged. Direct hit, her gunner reported. Their engines are damaged. Press the attack. Do not let them escape. Beck's victory inspired other human commanders. They began to realize that alien technology was powerful but not perfect. Zephyrian ships had weaknesses that could be exploited. On the ground, Sergeant Rick Barnes led urban warfare specialists through the ruins of Chicago. The aliens had turned the city into a resource extraction center, draining Lake Michigan and strip mining the surrounding area. Remember, they think in straight lines, Barnes told his squad as they prepared to attack an alien outpost. We come at them from directions they do not expect. His soldiers moved through sewers and subway tunnels, approaching the alien base from below. The Zephyrians had sensors that could detect movement above ground, but they had not thought to watch the underground. Charges placed, whispered demolition specialist Jerry White. 30 seconds. The explosion collapsed the alien outpost into the tunnels below. Confused as Zephyrian soldiers emerged from the wreckage, only to face human soldiers who knew every inch of their destroyed city. The most important breakthrough came when Agent Diana Ross successfully infiltrated a Zephyrian command ship. She had been captured during a raid and was being held prisoner when she overheard alien officers talking. The homeworld grows desperate, one alien was saying. Our resource reserves will not last another cycle. How long before we must find new sources? Another asked. Less than 50 rotations. If we cannot secure this planet's resources, our people will face extinction. Ross pretended to be unconscious while recording everything with a hidden device. When she finally escaped, she brought back intelligence that changed everything. They are not conquerors, she reported to President Foster and General Kane. They are refugees. Their home galaxy is dying and they need our resources to survive. The revelation split human leadership. Some argued for negotiation now that they understood alien desperation. Others insisted that understanding the enemy did not change the need to defeat them. Desperate enemies are the most dangerous, General Kane warned. If they are facing extinction, they will fight harder, not surrender. But President Foster saw an opportunity. If we can show them another way to get what they need, maybe we can end this war without destroying both our species. The debate was interrupted by urgent reports from the construction sites. Lover Johnson's team in Greenland was under massive attack. "We are holding the perimeter, but barely," Johnson reported as explosions shook her communications equipment. "The transmission tower is 60% complete." "Same situation here," Chris Park reported from Antarctica. "They are hitting us with everything they have." Maya Patel's voice came through crackling with static. "Australia Station is under siege. We need immediate reinforcement or we will lose everything." Dr. Carter watched the reports with growing urgency. "We need those stations online simultaneously, or the whole system fails. If even one station falls, we cannot create the planetary shield." Admiral Cross made the difficult decision to pull ships from other defensive positions to protect the transmission sites. It was a huge gamble that left other areas vulnerable to alien attack. "All available squadrons, proceed to transmission. Station coordinates," she ordered. "This is our highest priority." Colonel Price's infiltration team had reached the edge of the alien fleet in their captured vessels. They could see the massive Zephyrian mothership ahead, its crystalline hull gleaming with energy discharges. "Beginning final approach," Price reported quietly. "If anyone is listening, it has been an honor serving with you." The fate of humanity hung in the balance as three desperate missions unfolded simultaneously. The transmission stations had to be completed, the infiltration team had to plant their bombs, and the human fleet had to hold the line. Against increasingly desperate alien attacks, High Commander Vexler studied reports from across the solar system. Human resistance was stronger than ever despite months of bombardment. Worse, his own resources were running low. "We need those planetary resources now," he told his staff. "Begin full-scale extraction operations. Ignore human resistance." "Sir." "That will require exposing our ships to their new weapons," an aide warned. "We have no choice. Our homeworld cannot wait." The final battle for Earth was about to begin. The truth about the Zephyrian situation changed everything for humanity. Intelligence Director Frank Cooper assembled a team of specialists to gather more information about the alien homeworld and their true desperation. "We need to understand exactly what they are facing," Cooper told his agents. "If they are refugees, maybe we can find another solution." Agent Diana Ross had become their most valuable asset. Her escape from the Zephyrian command ship had provided crucial intelligence, but there was still much they did not know. "I heard them mention something called the Great Dying," Ross reported during her debriefing. "Their home galaxy is running out of resources because they have strip-mined too many worlds." Meanwhile, the war continued with brutal intensity. Captain Ana Martinez commanded the human fleet during the Battle of Europa Station near Jupiter. Her tactical skills had become legendary among human forces. "Enemy fleet approaching from the asteroid belt," her navigator reported. 27 ships, including 3 dreadnoughts. Martinez studied the tactical display. The Zephyrians had superior numbers and firepower, but she had learned to use the environment to her advantage. "Use Jupiter's gravity well," she ordered. "Get them to chase us into the upper atmosphere. Their big ships will not be able to maneuver." The plan worked perfectly. The alien dreadnoughts followed human ships too close to Jupiter's crushing gravitational field. Unable to escape, 2 of the massive vessels were pulled into the planet's atmosphere and destroyed. "This is how we win," Martinez told her fleet. "We do not fight their strength, we make them fight our way." Back on Earth, Dr. Carter's research had taken an unexpected turn. A captured Zephyrian scientist named Keth Mori had agreed to work with human researchers. "Your species fascinates me," Keth Mori told Carter through a translation device. "You fight for your homeworld with such passion, even when defeat seems certain." "This is our home," Carter replied simply. "Where else would we go?" "That is what my people do not understand." We have traveled from galaxy to galaxy for so long that we have forgotten what home means. Kethmori revealed devastating information about Zephyrian society. They had been conquering worlds for thousands of years, always moving to the next planet when resources ran out. Their technology was advanced, but their thinking was short-term. We never learned to conserve resources or build sustainable societies, the alien scientist explained. When a world was empty, we simply found another. Now there are no more worlds left. This information reached President Foster just as another major battle was beginning. Ground Commander Victor Stone was leading Operation Deep Strike against Zephyrian resource extraction facilities around the world. Teams are in position at all 17 sites, Stone reported from his command post. We hit them all at once in 10 minutes. His forces included specialists like demolitions expert Linda Gray and reconnaissance leader Kevin Brown. They had spent weeks studying alien extraction equipment, looking for weaknesses. The extraction machines need constant power from their ships, Gray explained. If we can sever those connections, the machines shut down. And without the machines, they cannot steal our resources, Brown added. The simultaneous attacks caught the Zephyrians completely off guard. Human teams struck at extraction sites from Antarctica to the Sahara Desert. Within hours, alien resource gathering had stopped completely, but the victory came with terrible news. Dr. Susan Bell, a xenobiologist who had been captured months earlier, finally escaped from a Zephyrian research facility. Her report shocked human leaders. They are not just taking our water and minerals, Bell told the Emergency Council. They are preparing to change our entire planet, the atmosphere, the oceans, even the soil. They want to make Earth suitable for their species. Terraforming, General Kane said grimly. They plan to remake our world and eliminate everything that currently lives on it. The moral situation became even more complex when Bell revealed that not all Zephyrians supported their government's actions. I met aliens who were horrified by what their people were doing, she reported. Many of them remember when their species lived peacefully on their original homeworld. They know this path leads only to destruction. Young pilot Emma Clark provided the breakthrough that human forces needed. During a routine patrol, she encountered High Commander Vexler S. Personal ship and managed to damage its engines with her fighter's new hybrid weapons. I have got him, Clark reported excitedly. The alien commander's ship is disabled. I am moving in to capture. The capture of Vexler was a major victory for humanity. Under interrogation by Agent Cooper, the alien leader revealed crucial information about Zephyrian operations. You think you have won something, Vexler said defiantly. You have only delayed the inevitable. My people will take this world because we have no choice. There are always choices, Cooper replied. Your people chose to strip mine. Worlds instead of learning to live sustainably. Now you face the consequences. Easy words from a species that has never faced extinction, Vexler shot back. But as the interrogation continued, the alien commander began to reveal important details. The main Zephyrian staging area was located beyond Pluto at Charon Station. From there, they coordinated all operations in the solar system. How many ships? Cooper asked. More than your species can imagine, Vexler replied. When your final defeat comes, it will come from there. The information provided exactly what human forces needed to plan their own final strike. But first, they had to complete the planetary defense system that Dr. Carter had designed, the 3 transmission. Stations were nearly complete despite constant alien attacks. Laver Johnson's team in Greenland had fought off 7 major assaults while finishing their installation. Transmission array is online and ready for testing, Johnson reported proudly. Chris Park's Antarctic station had faced similar challenges. Southern array operational. He confirmed. Maya Patel's equatorial station in Australia had taken the heaviest damage but was still functional. We lost half our equipment to alien bombardment, but the core systems are working, she reported. Dr. Carter prepared for the first test of the planetary defense system. If her calculations were correct, Earth's magnetic field could power shields strong enough to protect the entire planet. Initiating magnetic field tap in 3, 2, 1, she. announced. Energy readings spiked across all monitoring stations. The three transmission arrays began working together, channeling the planet's natural magnetic field into a defensive barrier. "It is working," Carter said with amazement. "We have created a planetary shield." But the system was still experimental and required precise coordination. Any disruption to the transmission arrays would cause the entire defense network to fail. High Commander Vexler, even in captivity, had noticed the energy fluctuations. "You think your crude technology can protect you," he told his captors. "We have faced planetary shields before. They all fall eventually." His words proved prophetic when Zephyrian scouts detected the new defense system. Within hours, massive alien fleets were moving toward all three transmission stations. "They know what we have built," Admiral Cross reported to President Foster. "They are bringing everything they have to destroy our shield generators." The final battle for Earth was about to begin, and humanity's new planetary defenses would face their ultimate test against the full might of the Zephyrian fleet. President Foster addressed the world one last time before the battle. "We have learned that our enemies are driven by desperation, not evil. But understanding them does not mean surrendering to them. We will defend our home and find a better way forward for both our species." The stage was set for humanity's greatest challenge yet. Admiral Cross stood on the bridge of the Constitution, watching as the largest fleet of alien ships ever assembled moved toward Earth. Intelligence reports confirmed that every available Zephyrian vessel was converging on the solar system for one final assault. "Operation Checkmate is our only option," she told her senior staff. "3 simultaneous strikes to end this war once and for all." The plan was desperate and required splitting human forces when they were already outnumbered. But Cross knew that conventional warfare would never defeat the aliens. They needed to strike at the heart of Zephyrian operations. Captain Torres accepted command of the deep space mission to destroy the alien staging area at Karen Station. His crew aboard the rebuilt Aurora included navigator Lucy King, engineer Paul Davis, and weapons officer Carl Johnson. "We have one shot at this," Torres told his team as they prepared to leave Earth's protective shields. "The stealth technology Dr. Carter developed will hide us from their sensors, but only until we start shooting." The journey to Karen would take them through the most heavily defended space in the solar system. Zephyrian patrol ships filled the outer system, hunting for any human vessels that tried to escape Earth's gravity well. "Stealth systems online," reported Paul Davis. "POWA signature is down to background levels." The Aurora slipped past alien patrols like a ghost, using the same technology that had allowed human ships to study Zephyrian vessels for months. But Torres knew that once they attacked the staging area, every alien ship in the system would hunt them. Colonel Price prepared for the most dangerous part of Operation Checkmate. Her team would infiltrate the main Zephyrian mothership orbiting Earth and plant quantum bombs in its command center. "Remember, we have maybe 20 minutes once. We are inside," she told her soldiers. "Plant the charges, set the timers, and get out before they detect us." Her team included close combat specialist Jerry White and communications officer Nancy Lee. They would use captured alien uniforms and forged identification codes to get past Zephyrian security. "The translation software should handle basic conversations," Nancy explained as they boarded a captured alien shuttle. "But if they ask detailed questions, we are in trouble." The third part of Operation Checkmate required the greatest sacrifice. General Kane would lead a massive ground assault to reclaim major Earth cities while the alien fleet was distracted by the other 2 missions. "Every human soldier who can hold a weapon is part of this attack," Kane told his commanders. "We hit every alien position simultaneously. They cannot defend everything at once." His forces included urban warfare expert Ashley Green and heavy weapons specialist Marcus Wade. They had spent months preparing for this moment, training in the ruins of destroyed cities. "We know our home ground better than they do," Ashley reminded her troops. "Use every tunnel, every hiding place, every advantage we have." The plan faced immediate problems when Zephyrian internal security agent Drex Mora detected unusual activity and captured alien equipment. Several human infiltration attempts had been discovered. The humans are planning something major, Drexmora reported to the remaining Zephyrian commanders. I am detecting increased communications between their forces. Increase security around all critical installations, ordered Sub-Commander Yelthara, who had taken temporary command after Vexler's capture. These creatures are more cunning than we expected, but humanity had learned to adapt. When direct infiltration failed, they found other ways to gather intelligence. Dr. Bell made contact with Zephyrian resistance fighters led by Commander Althrin, who opposed their government's destructive policies. Many of my people are tired of this endless war, Althrin told Bell through a secret communication channel. We want to find another way, but our leaders will not listen. Can you help us stop the invasion? Bell asked. I will provide information. About our mothership's weaknesses, Althrin agreed. But in return you must promise that not all Zephyrians will be treated as enemies when this war ends. The alien resistance fighter revealed crucial details about the mothership's internal structure and security systems. This intelligence allowed Colonel Price to revise her infiltration plan. They have changed their security codes, but Commander Althrin has given us new ones, Price told her team. We have a narrow window when the shift changes. Meanwhile, Torres and his crew had reached the outer edge of the Karen Station's defensive perimeter. The alien staging area was larger than anything they had imagined. Hundreds of ships, whispered Lucy King as she studied the sensor readings. This is their entire fleet reserve. And the reason they could keep fighting even after losing so many ships, Torres realized. Destroy this and they have nothing left. The Aurora moved carefully through the asteroid field surrounding Karen Station. The aliens had hidden their base inside the small moon, carving out massive bays for their ships. Quantum torpedoes armed and ready, reported Carl Johnson. But once we fire, every alien in the system will know we are here. Back on Earth, the ground assault had begun. General Kane's forces struck simultaneously at 17 major cities. In the ruins of New York, Ashley Green led her urban specialists against alien positions that had seemed impregnable. Use the subway tunnels, she ordered. Come up behind their defensive lines. The aliens had superior weapons and armor, but they fought like machines, following predictable patterns. Human soldiers used chaos and creativity to overcome technological disadvantages. They expect us to attack from the front, Marcus Wade explained as he set up his heavy weapons position. So we attack from above, below, and behind. In Chicago, Sergeant Rick Barnes had turned the devastated city into a maze of traps and ambush points. His knowledge of urban warfare tactics proved invaluable against confused alien defenders. Every building is a fort, every street is a killing field, he told his soldiers. Make them pay for every block. The space battle reached its climax when Captain Martinez led the human fleet against the main alien force. Her tactical brilliance had inspired a generation of human naval officers. All ships execute pattern Gamma, she ordered. Use their size against them. The human fleet scattered like a swarm of angry wasps, attacking from multiple directions simultaneously. Each ship was smaller and weaker than its alien counterparts, but together they created chaos that the rigidly organized Zephyrian fleet could not handle. Their command ship is trying to coordinate a response, reported her communications officer. But they cannot track all our ships at once, Martinez smiled grimly. Then let us give them more targets to worry about. Colonel Price's infiltration. Team had penetrated deep into the alien mothership. The massive vessel was like a floating city, with thousands of Zephyrian crew members and complex internal defenses. Charges placed in the shield generator room, Jerry White reported quietly. Moving to the main computer core. Secondary charges set in the power distribution center, Nancy Lee confirmed. 15 minutes until detonation. But their luck ran out when a Zephyrian security patrol discovered evidence of their presence. Alarms began sounding throughout the massive ship. We are blown, Price said into her communicator. All teams execute emergency extraction. Set off the charges now. The quantum bombs exploded simultaneously throughout the alien mothership. Shield generators overloaded, power systems failed, and the command center was destroyed in seconds. The massive vessel began to drift helplessly in space. At Karen Station, Torres made his attack run just as alarms from the mothership reached the staging area. The Aurora launched every torpedo it carried at the alien base. Direct hits on their fuel storage areas, Carl Johnson reported. The entire base is going up. Explosions rippled through Karen Station as stored fuel and ammunition detonated in a chain reaction. Hundreds of alien ships were destroyed before they could launch. Mission accomplished, Torres said as the Aurora fled toward Earth. Karen Station is gone. The loss of their staging area and mothership broke Zephyrian resistance. Without command coordination and reinforcements, alien forces began surrendering or retreating throughout the solar system, but victory came at a terrible price. Captain Martinez died when her ship was destroyed protecting Torres's escape route. Her sacrifice became a symbol of human determination. For every world they have destroyed, for every species they have silenced, Earth stands defiant. Were her final words. General Kane's ground assault succeeded in reclaiming every targeted city, but at the cost of thousands of human lives. The war was won, but Earth was scarred forever. Operation Checkmate succeeded beyond humanity's wildest dreams. The destruction of Karen Station and the alien mothership broke the back of Zephyrian resistance. Within days, alien forces throughout the solar system were surrendering or fleeing. Toward distant stars, Admiral Cross stood in the ruins of Geneva, where world leaders gathered to address the aftermath of humanity's victory. The war was over, but the cost had been devastating. Half of Earth's population was dead, major cities lay in ruins, and the planet's ecosystem was severely damaged. We won, President Foster said quietly, looking out at the destroyed cityscape. But at what price? High Commander Wexler still, in human custody, watched news reports of his fleet's collapse with grim resignation. You have defeated us, but you do not understand what you have done. Without our resources, millions of my people will die. Then maybe it is time your people learned a different way to live, replied Agent Cooper. The immediate crisis came from an unexpected source. Thousands of Zephyrian survivors from the destroyed staging area were now stranded in the outer solar system. Their ships were damaged and they had nowhere to go. General Kane wanted to drive them away completely. They came here to destroy us. We owe them nothing. But Admiral Cross argued for a different approach. If we become the same as them, we lose. More than a war, we lose our humanity. The debate raged for days while Zephyrian survivors waited in damaged ships, running low on supplies. Finally, President Foster made a decision that would define humanity's role in the galaxy. We will offer them sanctuary, she announced, but under strict conditions. They must renounce their old ways and contribute to rebuilding what they helped destroy. Young engineer Bobby Chun had been working with Dr. Carter on the planet's recovery systems when the most dangerous moment of the entire war occurred. High Commander Wexler, facing certain defeat, activated a final weapon hidden aboard his flagship. Planet Killer torpedo launched, reported tracking stations around the world. Impact in 6 minutes. The massive weapon was designed to penetrate to Earth's core and trigger geological catastrophes that would tear the planet apart. It was Wexler's final act of revenge. Emergency power to the planetary shields, Dr. Carter ordered frantically, but Bobby Chun had a different idea. The magnetic field generators we built for the shields. If we reverse their polarity and overload them, we can create a magnetic pulse strong enough to deflect the torpedo. That will destroy our entire defense system, Carter protested. Better than losing the planet, Bobby replied as he began reprogramming the field generators. The magnetic pulse worked exactly as Bobby had calculated. The planet killer weapon was deflected back toward the Zephyrian flagship, destroying Wexler and his remaining crew. Earth was saved, but humanity's new defenses were gone. In the months that followed, the hard work of rebuilding began. President Foster established the Earth Recovery Commission with Dr. Carter as its head. Their first priority was restoring the planet's damaged environment. The aliens drained our oceans and poisoned our soil, Carter reported to the commission. It will take decades to fully recover. Surprisingly, help came from former enemies. Commander Alfrin and other Zephyrian resistance fighters shared their knowledge of environmental restoration. They had seen their own homeworld die and were determined to prevent the same fate for Earth. "We have made these mistakes before," Alfrin told the human scientists. "Let us help you avoid our errors." The cooperation between humans and reformed Zephyrians led to remarkable breakthroughs. Dr. Susan Bell established the Institute for Xenological Studies, where former enemies worked together to develop sustainable technologies. "If we can learn from each other, maybe we can prevent future wars." Bell explained to skeptical human politicians. The real test of this cooperation came when Captain Torres, now promoted to admiral, received a distress call from the Alpha Centauri system. Another alien empire, the Krex Dominion, was attacking human colonies using the same tactics the Zephyrians had used on Earth. "This is our chance to prove we learned something from this war," Torres told his crew aboard the new flagship. Defiance. The Defiance was humanity's first deep space exploration vessel, built with hybrid human-Zephyrian technology. Its crew included both species working together toward common goals. "We are detecting massive Krex fleet movements," reported navigator Lucy King, who had survived the Karen Station mission. "They have surrounded 3 human colonies." Torres faced the same choice that had confronted humanity during the Zephyrian invasion. But this time, humans were the ones with superior technology and the power to help. "All ships, prepare for combat," Torres ordered. "But remember, we are not here to conquer. We are here to protect." The battle against the Krex forces was swift and decisive. Human ships, equipped with advanced weapons and shields, easily defeated the alien attackers. But instead of destroying the Krex fleet completely, Torres offered them the same choice that Vexler had once offered humanity: surrender and leave these systems, or face the consequences. Torres transmitted to the Krex commander. The alien response was immediate surrender. Word spread quickly through the galaxy that Earth had become a major power, one that would protect the innocent but show mercy to defeated enemies. Back on Earth, President Foster watched news reports of humanity's first interstellar military victory. The young species that had once faced extinction was now a guardian of galactic peace. 5 years ago, we were fighting for our lives," she told Admiral Cross. "Now we are protecting others who cannot protect themselves." Dr. Carter's environmental restoration projects were showing remarkable success. The oceans were clean again, new forests were growing, and damaged cities were being rebuilt with advanced technology that combined the best of human and Zephyrian science. "We are not just rebuilding Earth," Carter told a gathering of international leaders. "We are building it better than it was before." The transformation was not without challenges. Many humans struggled to accept former Zephyrian enemies as neighbors and colleagues. Some Zephyrians found it difficult to abandon their old conquering ways, but the partnership endured because both species recognized the alternative. They had seen what endless warfare and resource depletion could do. Neither wanted to repeat those mistakes. Admiral Torres stood on the bridge of the Defiance as it prepared for another mission. Reports had come in of a distant world under attack by yet another aggressive alien empire. "Course laid in for the Vega system," Navigator King reported. "Signal from Earth Command," added Communications Officer Paul Davis. "President Foster sends her regards and authorization to proceed." Torres smiled as he looked at his mixed crew of humans and Zephyrians working together. The young pilot Emma Clark, now a squadron commander, gave him a thumbs up from her fighter cockpit. Former enemies had become trusted allies. "This is Admiral Torres of the Earth Defense Fleet," he transmitted to the threatened world. "We have received your distress call. Help is on the way." The message that Earth sent to the galaxy was clear. Humanity had learned hard lessons about the cost of war and the value of cooperation. They would not stand by while others suffered the same fate that had once threatened Earth. "No species fights alone while humanity stands guard," Torres said, echoing the words that had become Earth's promise to the galaxy. The war that began when aliens wanted Earth's resources had ended with humanity offering something far more valuable than water or minerals. They offered hope, protection, and the possibility that former enemies could become friends. Earth had been scarred by war, but it had emerged stronger. Humanity had faced its greatest test and discovered not just how to fight, but how to forgive and build a better future. The stars no longer seemed like cold, distant points of light. They were destinations where human ships carried a message of peace. Backed by the strength to enforce it, humanity had given the Zephyrians war when they demanded Earth's surrender. But in the end, they had given them something better, a chance at redemption and a new way to live among the stars.